Maddie.
You have any other questions? Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in, how big a win is this for you? I mean, it's electric atmosphere, almost circus-like. You come in, losing streak, it's how big is this for you and this team right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy for our guys. They've been through a lot, and for them, and they just, early in the year, we had a couple of tough games, and we had a couple of losses where we could have won easily. And I was really worried about how demoralized they get. So I spent a lot of time meeting and talking with them. But after about 3 or 4 weeks, I realized that these guys are never going to quit, and they're never going to stop preparing and competing. And we talked about how close we were. It's a really good football team. How close we were to winning games. And so I think, to answer your question, yeah, it's a big win. But we're mindful of moving on to the next game. We'll enjoy this one, but they're all big games. But it's a special game for these guys to be down 29-0 against a really good football team and just not quit and continue to make plays. And there were a number of times down in Colorado went right down and scored when we closed it, and we came back and scored. And the overtime periods, easily guys could have kind of given up a little bit, but they have never done that since I've been here, and just really proud. I tell them they inspire me. This is an inspiring group of young men that I've never been around. This quality of a group of men that just give everything they got, regardless of what they're going against.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ben Parker.
Hey, Coach. Just want to get your thoughts on Elic Ayomanor, what he brought for you guys. Just kind of at what point did you kind of realize that this was a guy that you could kind of consistently ride and really kind of ride to get back in this game and pull off this upset?
Yeah, he's always had a lot of ability. He's just, he overcame a leg injury that he missed last season, and we saw him in the summer that he continued to get better. And then once the knee brace came off, he continued to play faster, made some good plays during the year. But you just really saw his confidence come alive after that first touchdown. The thing is, that people aren't going to remember, is he had a 70-yarder that was in his hands. And a lot of people could go into the tank and that would be it. But he didn't do that. He responded. We had a brief conversation afterwards, and I could see in his eyes that he was totally engaged and ready to continue to compete. And he put together really an epic performance.
Harold.
Coach, sorry if you were asked this. I think you're on mute at the start, but I had one question about the defense and then one on the defensively. What were you able to do to get pressure? It seemed like Sanders had a lot of time in the first half, and then you had some big sacks, especially on 4th down in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, well, he's a hard guy to get on the ground. So, there were times where we had shots out of an opportunity, and he's a magician. I mean, he gets out of it and he makes plays, and it could be really frustrating. I've watched all of his games, in some respect, and just how tough he is and how resilient he is, and bringing his team back consistently over and over again. So we knew it would take 4 quarters. It ended up taking a lot more than 4 quarters, but our defensive staff did a great job. Our players obviously stepped up, and then the big interception at the end was an incredible play.
And then offensively, I think you're 6 of 18 for 35 yards in the first half, and then almost 400 yards in the second half. What was the difference there, would you say?
We made some big plays. They were playing a lot of man coverage, which we expected coming in. We thought they would play. They've been playing more man coverage near the end last few games, and they've been successful, and they got talented athletes. And so they did a good job. We just didn't create much space at wide receiver in the first half. We weren't winning the one-on-one matchups, and we had a total turnaround in the second half. We won those matchups. And created big plays, and then once you get it rolling, you got an opportunity to score some points, which we did.
We're going to take one more question from each. Ben.
Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on Ashton's performance. Obviously, a lot of poise in the pocket to do what he did tonight. Just talk about what he gave you tonight in this one.
Did and it's great because he wasn't perfect, but he continued, again, that resiliency word that I kept bringing up. He would make plays when he needed to. And it's a long game, and you got to be able to just play through the ups and downs. They're always going to happen, whether you win. We had a lot of downs in the first half, but we were able to turn it around. And a big part of it was just, his focus. Even when he would miss a pass or miss a read, and I would talk to him about it. He was like, "I got you, coach. I got you." And I could tell that he was seeing it well, and he was confident in his teammates, and that was a big difference in the game.
And Harold?
I know you said you weren't worried about kind of the players' mental state during the losing streak, but do you think like the program needed a win like this to excite the fan base or something like, maybe not the players, but just overall kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's when you put so much into it, everybody wants to win, right? And so I think it's great for everybody, and we're very connected with the university and Stanford in terms of the alumni and all those things and the people involved. They care so much about Stanford athletics and Stanford football. So absolutely, it's a great win for Stanford University and our alumni, because we have a great alumni, and we want to make them proud. And we're going to get it done here. There's no question. And I think got a chance to see a little bit of what we can do here. We got a long ways to go. There's no question, but the things that are really important, the resolve, the tenacity, the courage, the willingness, and the need to be great at something. We have all that now. We just got to continue to improve and get better.
Thank you so much. We are back. We have both Ashton Daniels and Elic. Monica, since you're here, you can go first.
This is for either of you. How big a win was this when the kid went through? What did that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it means everything to us. We put in so much work, hard work throughout the off season, during the season, and it's finally paid off. We've had a couple of chances, past couple of games, and we just haven't finished yet. And we did tonight, and now that we know what we can do and what we're capable of, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season.
I think it shows a lot of resilience from Josh Carty as well. Like missing the field goal earlier in the game and then coming back when the game is on the line and just hitting it straight through the pipes. I think that shows a lot of resilience from him, and then not only him, but the rest of the team as well.
And then the record-setting performance, is that just a matter of you guys syncing it up real well, or what was, I mean, somebody had to run. There was that part. But how did that work out so well?
Yeah, I think it was long overdue. Alec's been through a lot since he got here. Went through ACL surgery, all that kind of stuff, and I haven't seen anyone work as hard as he has. And I'm glad to see that it's starting to pay off. I knew, I can count on him. I told him earlier, when I missed that post, I told him, I came back to him and I said, we're going to keep coming to you. Just be ready, flush it, and let's work. And he did. And I'm extremely proud of him. And I know that I have an extremely reliable guy that I can count on.
Did you know it was record setting at any point, or you just knew it was a good game?
I think I was just like really caught up in every moment. I don't think I was ever thinking about like the past stats or like what the future stats would be. I think I was just trying to take it play by play. And I think one thing I realized is I need to get in a lot better shape. Like as the game goes on, I'm like really like huffing and puffing on the oxygen tank. I'm like really trying to, like I had to really push through it. And like just to think about how Travis Hunter plays both sides of the ball, like I really like can see, like I have so much respect for him to see that he does that every game.
Ben?
Yeah, for Elic, just kind of talk about what's kind of going through your mind as you kind of make some of those catches. Just obviously, is it instinct, or just kind of how do you kind of step up and just make difficult catches when there's so much pressure on the line?
I think truthfully, like you're not really thinking about it in the moment. I think when you're making plays like that, you're really like in the zone. Like the only thing you can think of is like the second that you're in, and then when you get to the next second, you think about that second. And I don't think I was ever like thinking about anything else than what the moment that I was in at that time.
Harold?
What was the conversation like at halftime? I mean, to be down 29-0, I think Ashton, you had maybe like 30 passing yards at that point, and like Alec, obviously, you missed that tough play in the first half. Just what was the conversation like?
I mean, I think we knew that we were right there. We were driving the ball. We just couldn't finish in the end zone. And we knew that we weren't putting points on the board like we should be. And then coming out, we just knew that we just had to just stick to what we know and what we do. And it'll end up falling our way. Couple guys, gave some speeches in the locker room, fired us up. And I think we came out with a lot of energy. I'd like to see us play like that from the jump, but I'm extremely proud of how resilient we were and how we came out firing away, and we never stopped fighting until the very end.
We'll take one more from both Ben and Harold. Ben?
Yeah, just how fun is it to silence a crowd like that? Because obviously that was a very electric atmosphere. How much fun is it to end a game where the opposing, home crowd is deflated and quiet like that? Yeah.
I think it's less about the silencing the opposing crowd and more about like winning with your teammates and your brothers. I think like the feeling of knowing that as a team, you all persevered it all the way until the end and kept fighting is a lot more satisfying than quote unquote silencing the opposing team's crowd.
And Harold?
Yeah, can you guys just take me through that play in the first overtime? I mean, it was like the highlight reel catch where you kind of wrapped. Actually, it seemed like he was pretty covered, but he still obviously threw it, and then I like just kind of wrap your arms around Hunter and hold on to the ball like.
Yeah. From the jump, one of Coach Taylor's principles is just at the quarterback position. If we give our receivers a chance, they're going to go up and make plays. We have extremely talented guys that no matter how crazy the catch is, I trust in them that they're going to go up and make the plays. I saw Elic one-on-one in the boundary, and I knew the safety wasn't getting over top. So I just thought, why not? Let me just give him a chance. And he went up and made probably the craziest play I've seen or been a part of.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry, can I just get
guys.
Alec take on
Thank
that pass?
Oh, I think I just looked at Coach Osborne, our receiver coach. I knew the ball was coming to me just based on the coverage. And I seen like the look that Coach O had in his eyes. And I knew like this is the moment that makes or breaks you. And it's just one of those ones that you got to have. And it just ended up happening.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.